My name is Emily, and my mother-in-law, Karen, has always been a huge source of frustration for me. It wasn't until I gave my husband, Mike, an ultimatum that Karen's toxic behavior was finally out of our lives. I thought I'd share this story because I know you all will appreciate the karma. Mike and I met in college. We had that typical whirlwind romance that many college couples experience. He was a senior and I was a freshman. We met at a party, and everything took off from there. I won't bore you with all the details of our love story, but after 4 years of dating, we got engaged. We waited a while to get married, mostly because of Karen. Here's why. Karen and my dad went to college together. She had a crush on him and wanted to date him, but my dad fell in love with my mom instead. When Karen first saw me, she said, "Mike, how can you do this to me? You're dating this woman? You know her mother is the one who ruined my life." "Mom, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Emily is a great person. Why would you say something like that?" Her response shocked me. Her mom is the one who stole my first love. I should have married Emily's dad, but she took him away. Her mom's a terrible woman, and I bet Emily is the same. "Don't talk about my mom that way," I yelled. "She's never done anything to you. My dad was only with my mom, not you." Karen snapped back, "Emily, your mom tricked him away from me. She's a homewrecker." I was horrified by Karen's words. Yes, my dad knew Karen, but they were never in a relationship. They weren't even friends. My dad had always said they were just classmates, nothing more. He even warned me about Karen before he passed away. He said she was a bit crazy. I didn't take his warning seriously at the time, but now I could see he wasn't exaggerating. After hearing Karen insult me and my mom, I decided to leave the evening early. I told Mike I was leaving. He seemed angry but didn't follow me out. When he came back later, he said, "What's wrong with you, Emily? Why'd you leave like that? That was rude. You upset my mom." "Are you serious, Mike? Did you not hear how your mom insulted me and my mom? You still want me to stay there?" "My mom didn't lie. She was just venting her frustrations." "She's not wrong. You know," he added, "your mom did take your dad from her. It makes sense for her to feel sad. That happened years ago." "Mike, how can you say my mom stole my dad? My dad told me about Karen. She wasn't even a friend. Your mom is just stuck in the past for no reason." "It doesn't matter. My mom talked about your dad a lot. It hurts me to see her so upset." I replied firmly, "Now that I've seen my mom hurt by this, I don't want your mom around. I can't act like she's part of the family when she hurt my mom." "You can't be serious. My mom didn't destroy anything." We fought for days about this. Mike even didn't want my mom at our wedding. It was crazy. He kept saying Karen would be upset, and she was pressuring him not to marry me. Karen was manipulative and had too much control over Mike. As a single mother, he always sided with her over everyone else. Karen didn't like me at all. I tried to be nice and reach out to her, but she always found ways to insult me and my family. At our rehearsal dinner, things went completely wrong. Until then, we'd kept Karen and my mom apart, but this time they had to meet. Mike even said, "Why can't your mom skip the rehearsal, Emily? She doesn't need to be there. You know my mom will be there." "Why would I ask my mom to skip? She hasn't done anything wrong." "I don't care if she's innocent," Mike said. "This is my wedding, and I don't want my mom to be upset. She's the only family I have left." "This is my wedding too, Mike," I said. "Just because I have a sister doesn't mean my mom doesn't matter." After even more arguing, I stood my ground. There was no way my mom was getting uninvited from the wedding or rehearsal. But nothing could prepare me for what happened during the rehearsal. Karen marched right up to my mom and screamed, "You're that woman who ruined my life. Your daughter is taking everything from me. It's all your fault. How dare you mess up my life?" My mom stayed calm. "What are you talking about, Karen? I didn't do anything to you. If this is about my husband, you and he were never in a relationship." Karen yelled back, "He would have been mine if you hadn't ruined it. You're a homewrecker." Karen wouldn't stop. She caused a huge scene, and everyone was shocked. Later that night, Mike and I had another fight, and for the first time, I really started to question whether marrying him was the right decision. I said, "Mom, I think I should delay the wedding. Mike's behavior is making me unsure. He's been really unfair to you, all because of his mom. Emily, Mike loves you a lot. I wouldn't forgive myself if I caused you two to break up." Mom replied, "If you truly love each other, these things won't come between you." "But Mom," I said, "I can't stand him insulting you all the time. It hurts to know he won't even try to have a relationship with you." "It's okay, Emily," she said. "It's normal for Mike to side with Karen, she's his mom. As for me, I'm thinking of moving back to my hometown in another country. I've been lonely since your father passed, and now that you're getting married, I'll be away. I won't be a problem for your relationship. It'll be the best for all of us. Yes, my mom decided to leave the country so I could be happy. I can't praise her enough, she's the best mom ever. I begged her to stay, but she said she needed to be with her family. Dad's death had affected her a lot, so I let her go, because I didn't want her to feel lonely. Mike never knew about my mom leaving. He didn't find out until 3 years after our wedding, when Karen tried to ruin our marriage. Before Mom left, I visited her often. She stayed for a month after I got married, and I wanted to spend as much time as I could with her. I was upset with Mike, so I didn't tell him Mom was leaving. Instead, I just told him I was visiting her. Mike didn't like my frequent visits, even though I only went when he wasn't home. Karen also put thoughts into his head, saying I was trying to manipulate him. After Mom left, I still visited her place to take care of the house and garden she had worked so hard on. Karen was sure I was plotting something with my mom against her and Mike. Then she did something awful. One day, while I was out shopping, Mike called me. He sounded really mad, which made me nervous. "Why has your mom been at our house for the 7th time this month? This is getting out of hand. Emily, I told you I don't want her in my house. I let it slide before because I didn't want to stop you from seeing her, but now it's too much." "What are you talking about, Mike? My mom hasn't been coming over. I'm not even home. Are you out of your mind? Don't lie to me, Emily. I know she's been coming over. Karen told me everything. She saw Charlotte's car in the driveway." "Are you serious, Mike? Your mom must be mistaken. My mom is in another country. She hasn't been here in over 3 years. She moved right after our wedding." "That's impossible. I would have known if she moved away." "Stop defending your mom. Mike, I didn't tell you because you didn't want to hear about her. She left because she didn't want to cause problems for us. How can you accuse me or my mom of doing anything behind your back?" "But Karen said she's been there. What's going on? The neighbor even said they saw someone at the house." "Why don't you come home so we can check the CCTV footage? That should clear things up. If someone's been in the house, it's trespassing. This is serious." Mike quickly hung up and said he was coming home right away. I left my doctor's appointment and headed home too. When we got there, we saw that someone had been in the house. It gave me chills. We checked the CCTV footage, and we were shocked. It turned out that Karen was the one sneaking into the house. We never gave her a key. Mike and I were furious. We called Karen over to confront her. When she arrived, we asked her, "Why have you been coming to our house when it's empty? Where did you get a key?" "Mom, what's going on? You said Na has been coming over to see Emily." "Yeah, of course she has, Mike. Your wife has been sneaking around and meeting with that woman." "Mom, why are you lying? We know it was you. Why would you lie about this?" "I'm not lying. I saw her myself. Your wife is brainwashing you." "Karen, stop blaming me and my mom. My mom hasn't been in this country for 3 years. And guess what? We have security cameras. We saw you entering the house while we were gone." Karen's face went pale. I almost laughed, but I was more worried about our safety. Mike was shocked and looked at Karen in disbelief. "Mom, what is this? How did you even get a key?" "Well, I made one for you. Since your wife wouldn't give me one, I had to do it myself. You can't blame me." "Mom, you stole our keys and made copies? Are you out of your mind? We both agreed not to give you a key. This is our home, and we deserve privacy. You basically committed a crime." "Mom, you say that to me? I'm your mother, and I should have access to your house," Karen snapped. Mike took a deep breath and replied, "First of all, Karen, no, you don't get to invade our privacy. Second, why did you drag my mom into this? She's innocent." Karen retorted, "I'm sure you've been letting your mom come here. I had to warn my son, this was bound to happen sooner or later. Your mom stole my man, and now you're stealing my son. I can't let that happen." "Mom, stop it," Mike said sharply. "I've tried so hard to be on your side, but you've crossed the line. I don't think I can trust you after this." "This is all Emily's fault," Karen shouted. "Mike, you shouldn't have married her. She's taking you away from me. I had to do this to make you see the truth." By then, I had reached my breaking point. I'd put up with Karen's insults for far too long. She disrespected me and my mom, but I had never stooped to her level. I even cut back on contact with my mom to please Mike and Karen. But now, I couldn't hold back anymore. I turned to Karen and Mike and said, "I've had enough of you insulting my mom. Karen, I won't tolerate this any longer. Mike, I know you love your mom, but she's gone too far. If you continue to stay in contact with her, I will leave. I can't deal with her behavior. I am done. Emily, you don't have to leave, Mike said firmly. I've seen enough already. Mom, leave now and don't contact us again. If you do, I'll report you for trespassing and for making a key without permission. I'm done with you. No, no, Mike, you can't do this to me, Karen pleaded. How can you take Emily's side after everything? She and her mom want to destroy me. Don't let them do this. That's it. Mom, leave now. I don't want to see you again. Don't contact us. I'll get a restraining order if I have to. Karen wouldn't listen. She threw a tantrum and even tried to attack me. That's when Mike called the police. They came and arrested her. We gave them the CCTV footage and had our neighbor confirm they had seen Karen entering our house. Karen was taken away in handcuffs. When the police finally left, Mike turned to me and said, Emily, I don't even have words for how much I messed up. I'm so sorry. I should never have prioritized my mom over you and your mom. I knew she was being unreasonable, but I wanted to support her. I had no idea she would do something like this. I sighed and said, Mike, things can't keep going like this. My mom and I have suffered enough. It has to end here. You let your mom attack me and my mom all this time, and we never protested. Mom even moved away to stop me from having to choose between her and you. I know, Emily, he said. I'm so sorry for everything. I'll apologize to Na too. She didn't deserve this. I take full responsibility for what happened. And don't worry, I won't let my mom get away with this. True to his word, Mike called my mom to apologize. He was worried she wouldn't want to speak to him, but she agreed to hear him out. Nah, Mike said, I'm so sorry for how I treated you. I realize now how horrible and manipulative my mom can be. It's okay, Mike, my mom said gently. I don't blame you. It's natural to side with your mom. I know you care about family, that's why I never blamed Emily for marrying you. You've always been patient with me, and you're my family too, but I failed to be there for you. Please forgive me. Will you come back? Mike asked, his voice shaking. No, Mike, I found peace here. I don't want to come back, but I'll visit. I'm happier here. Don't blame yourself, just protect my daughter and take care of her. That's all I ask. Mike was devastated, but he finally understood how much he had messed up. He grew a newfound respect for my mom, which made me happy. As for Karen, Mike and I refused to withdraw the charges or grant her bail. Some relatives initially sided with her, but they quickly changed their minds when we explained everything. It turned out Karen had made up a false story, and they had no idea what really happened. Eventually, one relative bailed her out but warned her never to contact them again. Even the police told her to stay away from us, but Karen didn't listen. She kept harassing us, showing up at Mike's workplace and even at our house. When the harassment didn't stop, we filed a restraining order that finally ended her visits. From what we heard from extended family, Karen lost her job due to the police report. She started begging for money and showing up at relatives' houses for help. Some even offered to pay for therapy, but Karen refused, so they shut their doors on her. The last I heard, Karen was struggling to find a job and was about to lose her house. Mike, meanwhile, found it hard to process everything that had happened. He started therapy, where he realized how narcissistic and manipulative Karen had been. Her behavior had affected him mentally, but he's making progress and learning to recognize abusive patterns. He has no intention of ever seeing Karen again. As for me, I'm finally at peace in my home. Mike and I are rebuilding our life together, and I'm happy that Mike and my mom have grown closer despite everything.